Welcome to a Day with FMZ. It's a global initiative to bring in leadership perspective as well as education series to contribute to the knowledge and to create the secondary leaders. And today I have Surendra, who is head of PhonePe, and I have my co-host Lisa. And welcome Surendra and Lisa.
Thank you very much. Surendra, thank you so much for coming on. We're honored that you've agreed to speak with us and share your wealth of leadership experience, especially with regard to facilities and infrastructure project management. In your role, you're responsible for delivering large projects on time and within budget. And the most important thing is without interrupting business. Given the new realities of the supply chain and labor challenges worldwide, what challenges have you made in the planning processes that you use to bring your projects in within the expected timeline? Surendra, you're muted.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Once again, thanks for the opportunity to speak and share my knowledge across the board. When it comes to doing any project, especially in the real estate and the FM side, the biggest mistake we real estate leaders do, we straight away hit the project without doing a proper planning. And many of us do that. The important, stakeholder management is very important when you undertake any kind of project. And when I talk about stakeholder management, starts right from the employees who are going to work from that office, sourcing team who are going to negotiate with a lot of vendors. We have ethics and compliance structure, very strong ethics and compliance structure amended by the company. Are we following that? So that is again very important. Many times, we oversee such things, and we always think that it will happen, it will take place, not to worry about that. And then it delays the project because middle of the project you suddenly realize that there are certain things which are not as per the compliance structure of the company, and then you start doing everything in that. You may have to eliminate a couple of vendors, reinvent the wheel again and again. So a proper planning, a proper understanding of the project, and also a budget given by the management. If I want to make a office for 20 people, I may not get a big budget. So my planning will be for the 20 people. If my office is for 200 people, and then there would be an expansion within next following next 6 months or next 1 year, then my planning for 200-seater office plus a planning to ensure that I would be able to accommodate under 50 or 100 people within 6 month time. Do I block that space during my initial negotiation, or do I plan and get a first right of refusal from the owner? Will I get that space after 6 months or not? Many times it happens, only hit the problem at a time, concentrate only for 200 people, and then 6 months down the line when you have to expand for another 50 people, if you don't have a space, you plan for moving from that space to another, so your budget goes for a toss. So a proper planning, stakeholder management, and the management direction, what direction the management has given you to build a project, these three things are very important. Apart from that, your statutory compliance, the compliance of the law of the land, the anti-corruption clauses. If you are a company, coming from a US background or coming from any country you're coming from, every country follows a very strict guidelines on compliance structure, be it a statutory compliance, be it a corruption compliance, be it a vendor management compliance. All those things are mandatory requirement, and it has become a necessity in any country you operate. So once you have all this structure in place and you plan it accordingly, you will never overshoot your budget at the end of the project. You will always able to finish the project on a timeline. Many times people do a mistake of squeezing their timelines and say, no, I will overstretch myself. I will overstretch my team, and I will also overstretch or put pressure on vendor to finish it on before time, so that I can go back and show it to my management that I have completed the project. And doing that, you do a lot of you take shortcuts, and it overall impacts your final project. So if you have a proper planning, proper stakeholder management, proper time management, proper budget management, I think end of the day the end product would be very good.
That's a really important reminder that making shortcuts or trying to be a little too optimistic doesn't always benefit the project.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Suraj. I think you touched upon managing the stakeholders. I think understanding the requirement is very, very critical. And we've seen many projects have failed because of poor planning or no planning. So, one of the question I would like to ask is this is a common challenge all of us face when it comes to projects is that the constraint of budget, right? So, when we have to look at what the successful tools you have developed and implemented to manage the cost in this rapid time of escalation, the cost inflation. So, what is that you have developed and implemented to manage the cost typically?
So, Vinay, frankly speaking, we real estate professionals, many a time we end up becoming real estate come sourcing professional. And I always believed in that there is a department called sourcing, which is mandated, which has a right tool and right expertise to negotiate the right price for a project. If your planning is correct and you don't want to become a pleasing personality, when I say pleasing personality, you want to please everyone. If management comes back and HR comes and say this can be done to please HR, you say, oh yeah, this I will manage, don't worry. So you as a real estate professional, you are committing to HR on behalf of one, management, second on behalf of sourcing. I don't even know my commitment will overshoot my budget because that commitment may go beyond my regular structure of project. So sourcing team is there. They have all the expertise. They have the tool to bring a right budget, to bring the right cost on the ground. They have a Ariba tool. So we use normally in companies I have worked in past also, we have been using Ariba tool along with the sourcing. So I always believed in my job is a real estate job. I am expert in finalizing the place. I am expert in finalizing the vendor. I am expert in designing the space. Am I expert in negotiating also? I am good at negotiating, but I am not an expert. So keeping stakeholder involved, the sourcing team involved, keeping them important part of my project, that brings in cost. So when a particular budget is given and I know I would be able to do justice to that budget and deliver a project, I would straight away go back to my management and say I will try and do my level best to complete this project. But if I know that I am being pressurized by a management to complete certain things within a budget which is not possible, I should not be a pleasing personality just to please my management, say yes, and afterward, keep on fighting with them to increase the budget and do. This is again another big mistake we as a real estate professional do. So please bring the experts in while negotiating the project cost with the vendors. They have expertise, they have qualities, they have technical capabilities, they have tools, and they have a lot of capacity within their department to bring in. And at the end of the day, it is not my project, it is our project. It's a team which is going to deliver the right project. So I always believe in bring sourcing team on the table to negotiate with your vendor, beat the vendor on cost without compromising the quality, keep management informed that if you throw peanuts, you will always get monkeys. So don't throw peanuts, don't invite monkeys, look for the right budget and then deliver the right project. I'm sorry, I'll be a little blunt when I speak.
I love the peanuts and the monkeys. It isn't just supply chain and labor that have been changing rapidly. I know that your business is on the leading edge of technology change to support secure cashless payments, and that you plan to double your employee count by the end of the year of 2020. So your administrative role must be a key success factor. How are you managing the administrative, personnel management, and infrastructure load that goes along with that growth?
Regular meeting with stakeholders, keeping a tab on the development which is happening within the organization, keeping the stakeholders informed about the development which is happening in the market. And thankfully, the pandemic has taught us many lessons. People have started talking about hybrid workspace. People have started talking about reducing the workforce, work from home. Everything is not right for every business. So understanding your business need, understanding the needs from the stakeholder, understanding the need of a management to grow in the country or to expand the business. If my understanding and the requirement is given to me, or my understanding of the requirement is correct, my involvement with my management on a day-to-day meeting, involving again the stakeholder management, If those informations are correct, then whatever is available in the market, the right thing which is happening at this go. And also, I personally don't look at a short-term goal. I am looking at that what is going to happen 4 years, 5 years down the line, and accordingly plan my expansion, the real estate expansion as well as the facility expansion, according to the mandate given by the management, and help them get the right thing at the right place. That is what we are doing as of now. Yes, we are in a time where we are very aggressive. We are expanding. We have a lot of offices across the country. So far, it's good. We have been able to deliver the projects on time without much escalations in the budget and stuff. Because of the pandemic, yes, the cost has gone a little high. So somewhere there were challenges. But then if you have right information on the board, if you have right team involved during your project meetings, if you are informing, keeping your management informed about good or bad which is happening in the on the ground, I think the approval is easy to come, and easy to get.
Thank you, Surendra. I think you touched upon a very critical point about the dynamics in business. I think one of the critical things is that how we can align with the organization goals and stakeholder needs, and articulating that is typically our job. So again, with the pandemic, I think there are a lot of transformation, new initiatives which has been taken to create that experience to get people back. That's what we're creating a real estate for. And from an experience point, if you have to look at with your experience, if you would like to give one piece of advice for the FM globally, right, navigating the project work today, considering the future, what would that be one single piece of advice you want to give it?
I always say be realistic. Don't go by what world is doing. And I've seen when the pandemic started, people started buying N95 mask without even knowing the usage, misuse, or advantage and disadvantage of N95 mask. I have so many fraternity members who have bought, tons and tons, and they have piled of stock in their offices, and then they realize that N95 mask is not safe to even wear. You can't wear it for more than, you have to throw it out. And it is not meant for day-to-day usage. It is meant for a chemical usage or a factory or something else. So don't just go by what news is happening or WhatsApp messages are showing you. Be realistic. Understand your business. You know your business very well. You know your project very well. Look at your reality. Understand the need, your business need, and accordingly work. Don't go by what others are doing. That is my piece of advice.
I love that, Surendra. Your whole message today has been be true to yourself and be realistic. And that's a really important reminder for people. Thank you so much.
I think you touched on a very critical point. One size doesn't fit all. I think especially that works 100% in facility management. Even when you have different buildings in, like when you said you have offices across different regions. So maybe what strategy I make for a building may not work for other buildings. So basically it depends on the needs, stakeholders, the kind of operations we do, the nature of business, right? So what kind of stakeholders we have. And it's a dynamic industry. It will continue to be dynamic, and we need to learn how to understand the requirement of the stakeholders. Now we have millennials. I think their requirements are different. Now business dynamics are different. Going forward, I would always keep saying that as a facility aids or a CRE aid, we just don't manage the physical buildings now. We also manage the virtual environment. So it's not just a built environment, it's also the virtual environment. We're managing that. And we've been successfully doing this for 2 years now. This will continue, the challenges will continue. The only thing we need to look at, how do we bring in leadership, bring in binding leadership views, strategies, and providing a clear directions for the team. And again, how do we add value? Ongoing value is very, very important. And I would like to thank for your time. It has been a great experience interacting with you to understand the prospect from your experience, also what typically you've done, what has given you success. I think we keep learning as we go. And thank you, Surendra, for your time, and thank you, Lisa.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank you.